Well, good evening and welcome to the bar. You may not be able to see us, but Rachel brought her computer to the bar. We don't. We frown on that.
If you had been watching, it would have been my bag.
But we're excited to be back at the bar. It's been a while. There's been a lot of news over the last few weeks, some of which we will get into. But how's everybody doing on this fine Saturday evening?
All is well. All is well. Celebrated she's not the youngest grandbaby, but she's turning 4 in 4 days. So she's 3 turning 4. So we just got back from celebrating her. So a very good day.
Yeah, and you survived a party with a bunch of 3-year-olds.
A party with a bunch of 3-year-olds.
Exciting, yeah.
And my oldest granddaughter is obviously too busy for Pop now.
How old is she now?
She's 14.
14.
You don't make the grade.
I don't
there,
make
brother.
the grade.
You're not cool. Yeah. Yes. Well, I had a very busy grandma week because my daughter is still on maternity leave, but she did have to go back to work this week for a dance show, and she's the production manager for the dance department, so she had to be there until like 10, 11 every night. So I had a lot of baby duty responsibility.
All right. Well, you don't mind that.
No, I don't.
And you even took
But my back is a little sore from that. 2.5 months old, you still have to
Yeah, there's a
turn
lot
them
of lifting
around
and there's a lot of twisting, lifting and twisting.
And then he's freaking out, and you got him in one hand trying to make a bottle
Yeah.
with a hand while you've got him because you can't put him down because he'll go into a freak out. So yeah, I definitely did a number on my back this week, but otherwise it was fun.
Yeah, well, I was sadly I injured my thumb playing golf last week. Don't ask how one injures one's thumb playing golf because it involves really screwing up a shot. So. But really wanted to go out and play golf today, and because it was beautiful here today, and I was on the physically unable to participate list. So.
Injury reserve. He was on IR.
But I'm excited because tomorrow's my birthday, so I'm gonna go.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thank you. Yes, I'm celebrating by going to see John Fogerty at the MGM Grand tomorrow. So I'm very excited about that.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's going to be exciting.
That's awesome.
All right.
Another year. Another year.
That's awesome.
Another year. So I'm going to start with my gripe. And for those of you who are watching the news and suffering through it, this is this day 40 of the shutdown, or is this day 39?
39.
Day 39.
They count the weekends?
Shutdown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Every day counts.
If you are,
When you're not getting paid, every day counts.
that's right.
Oh, right. True.
So if you've taken a flight, you're probably being affected by this. If you are a recipient of SNAP benefits or other government services, those are running dry. And my gripe is very simple, and it is unequivocally this time. The Republicans did not initiate the shutdown. The Republicans did absolutely the right thing by passing a clean continuing resolution that contained no policy riders whatsoever. It was just, let's maintain the status quo until November the 21st, and we'll negotiate all of the other things. The Democrats said, no.
That's right. That's right.
And this is the same Democrat Party in the Senate who, under Joe Biden, voted for 13 clean CRs. They did this repeatedly and this is what they've always said. There has to be a clean CR, no policy riders. We do the clean CR. We have to keep the government open no matter what. But because they hate Trump so much, they've decided that they're going to go ahead and just keep the government closed so that they can try and extort the Republicans on what? Obamacare subsidies.
It's the Affordable Care Act.
It is not the Affordable Care Act. What it is, they were pandemic era subsidies that were put into place during the pandemic for pandemic relief. These benefits are going to people who make a lot of money, like $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. And they're holding the entire government hostage over this. And my gripe, to be very specific about this, is nobody in the media, short of Fox News, is holding the Democrats accountable for this, for the rank hypocrisy of not voting for a clean CR. It's outrageous.
That's not fair. The media has held the Democrats accountable. They've questioned them about their motivations. And yes, we want to make sure Americans are not hit with higher health care costs. And by the way, the Clean CR would open the door for some of the things passed in the Big Beautiful Bill to become law.
The Big Beautiful Bill is already the law.
What are you talking about?
So the Medicare cuts and all of that stuff will be filtered in. So that's and we don't want.
So the Democrats
families.
want to change a law that was just passed a few
well,
months ago,
and
they're holding the entire country hostage over it.
Allegedly, their demand has to do with the extension of the tax credits, the temporary COVID tax credits. It's not about Obamacare or Medicare, Medicaid, and so, I mean, so I like
the ACA.
I agree that one, their grievance isn't legitimate.
Yes, it is.
No, these were temporary benefits that the Democrats were involved in passing the legislation.
But we're watching Americans see their health care bills go up.
But the solution
they've already received it in the mail.
Now, but when you say
they've already received their notifications in the mail.
First of all, their health care costs were going to go up no matter what. I mean, we provide health insurance to our employees under Obamacare, and the premiums have been going up every year, and they were going to go up this year no matter what.
So they went up 8%. They went up 8% this year.
What we're talking about is extending a temporary tax credit to offset the fact that they're going up no matter what. And so if you want to deal with
offsets how much it's going to go up.
But it's not the solution.
Okay.
It's not the solution. It's not to continue the temporary COVID extension of the tax subsidies. And so if you want to fix the problem, the answer isn't just for the government to pay no matter how much the premiums go up. That gives the insurance companies carte blanche to just raise premiums. The solution isn't just to extend.
It's a payout to the insurance companies who write big checks to Democrats.
Are you guys this angry about the ballroom? Are you this angry about the money going to Argentina?
The ballroom is being funded.
Are we this mad about the money?
Funds.
As a policy matter, I don't think that what the Democrats are asking for to just extend the COVID subsidies is the right answer. If you want to deal, and because premiums were going up, they went up last year, they were going up this year. No matter what,
everything goes up every year. Let's be clear about that.
This is the affordable, but the solution isn't just to extend how much the government keeps paying for these benefits. The solution is to fix the problem.
It's not. And let's stipulate for the sake of argument that you're right, that people's premiums are going up, even though there's a lot of rich people here who don't need these subsidies. Okay,
they should not be getting subsidies.
The point is that this needs to be negotiated separately.
It does
while
need
the
to be
goddamn government is open.
But it all needs to be negotiated. Period.
Right.
And the Republicans went on vacation for 30 days.
No,
they're not on vacation. They passed a clean CR. They're waiting for the Senate Democrats to act. There's nothing for them to do.
The Democrats were also not
Stay in D.C. and talk with your fellow Democrats and get it nailed down. Like they're doing now, actually. They're trying to do it now.
But that's because...
Could have did it 4 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago.
The Democrats' position was not...
It's rank hypocrisy.
Was not to figure out a solution. It was to extend the COVID benefits as they are, which isn't the solution. But where I disagree with John is that John's saying that the media isn't holding the Democrats
right, because they are.
What I have watched on the media, my go-to is CNN, so whatever, is that CNN is putting on the Republicans as much as they're putting on the Democrats to make their
Yes.
case, and the Republicans are not making their case very, very well. I mean, they're not talking about the fact that these subsidies benefit rich people.
If
so
you-
my view is that.
And how many
I
rich
feel-
people are we talking about? I mean,
That's beside no.
the point is,
no, you know what? When we pass a temporary COVID benefit, it should not mean that
It's
permanent.
temporary.
It's temporary.
you know what it
temporary.
means. You know what it
No,
means.
no.
All of them haven't been doing their job. Let's say that.
Well,
And number two, sit down and negotiate
But Kevin,
what you want it to be,
okay,
so it doesn't have to be a clean CR.
No, the Democrats
Let's
were
sit down
also
and
not.
negotiate all points and get it done.
They weren't saying that. They
While
weren't
the
saying,
government is open,
Well,
so
let's
the
just leave it.
airplanes
Yeah.
are
Let's-
not, the people aren't missing their flights.
I'm okay
There-
with.
People aren't
I'm
getting their
okay with.
SNAP benefits.
I'm okay with all
Democrat
that's happening
position-
right now. I hope people stop flying, stop buying,
No.
let the
Oh my
corporations
God.
suffer. I don't
No.
care.
Yeah, so
Listen,
No.
we should just
this
tank
is
the
how
whole
you.
economy.
Hey,
No,
this
that
is
is
how
not-
you get people to realign and work for the people that voted
Oh
them in
my
office.
God.
Because these people are not working for the people that voted them in office.
The
Well, no,
Democratic.
they're not. The Democrats aren't working for. They don't
The
give a damn
Democratic-
about the
the
people. They're
Democratic-
using the people as leverage.
Well,
The starting
that's the
position.
only leverage they have.
Their starting position is let's just keep these temporary COVID benefits permanent.
Forever, because the
Forever.
Democrats
That
want to
was their
expand
position.
entitlement
That is
programs.
not
We
the-
got
that's
permanent
not
tax
the-
cuts for the richest people in the world.
Well,
They're
that's
permanent.
permanent. So we
They're
want to grow the
permanent.
size of government,
Well, why
create
not?
more entitlements
Why
when we have a
No,
$38 trillion
Why?
debt.
When this
There is no debt.
subsidy, okay, this subsidy was enacted by both sides. Democrats.
No, this
as
was a Democrat. This is a
temporary-
The Republicans
temporary
voted for
subsidy.
it, but the Democrats had multiple opportunities to make it permanent, and they didn't do it. Why? Because they didn't have the votes, and now they are trying to extort the Republicans to extend these subsidies so that they could just continue basically to make this a permanent entitlement. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
I think the Democrats have already voiced that they don't want it to be permanent. They would like to
No,
negotiate.
they haven't.
They have.
No,
They
they
have.
haven't.
They have.
No, they
And they've also
haven't.
said
No, they
that they
haven't.
do recognize that it should be. We should trim the fat, make sure the wealthiest of the wealthy are not getting these subsidies. I've heard them say that. They have said that. But the question is, when are we going to sit down and talk and have actually a real conversation?
They're not. out They're
as
not out there
opposed to
saying
just-
that.
as soon as the
I have not
Democrats
heard
open the
them
damn
saying that.
government.
But let's just leave it closed.
No way. No. Nah, I don't.
Let's just
Yeah, that's
sorry
right.
to my fellow Americans who are suffering.
That's right up there. With
But hey.
that's right up there. With there's no
No
debt. We
debt.
just keep the government closed because
Keep the
nobody
government
cares.
closed. There is
Oh
no
my God.
shutdown.
With
There
no
was the last
suffering,
week.
there's no growth.
shutdown.
Oh my God. Well, so let's move into our next topic, which relates to this topic in
Yes.
this sense.
Wait, but you didn't respond to my.
Which one?
I feel this news that I watch CNN. They're giving Republicans.
Oh, I see. Because you believe
and
that
they're not
CNN.
making their case
You
very
believe
well.
that CNN. Well, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Republicans are making their case very well. Okay, we can't communicate as a party. I mean, from the top down, it's very challenging. I mean, it's and
So-
we'll get
need
to this in the
Yeah,
next
it's not
segment.
up to
But to your point, that the media is holding Democrats accountable. I completely disagree with that. And if you look at CNN, you could look at the ticker on the bottom where they're saying Democrats are fighting for healthcare subsidies for people.
Suffering Americans.
It's bullshit.
We represent the people.
No, I mean, I feel they're giving Republicans equal time to make their case, and they're not. They haven't been very good at making their case.
Listen, you can't. As a former congressional staffer who went through a lot of shutdowns, you cannot sit here and say that this is not rank hypocrisy on the part of the Democrats, who railed constantly about how important it is to keep the government open. And now they are using the American people as leverage to keep the government closed.
I agree that both sides are capable.
It's
of
outrageous.
rank hypocrisy. Same thing on filibusters of Supreme Court justices.
Right.
It's like
Thank you.
whichever side, both sides engage in filibusters.
Yes,
and,
they do.
And then both sides
Well-
criticize the other side for engaging in filibusters.
Well, and just
And, you know,
to be clear,
he-
the filibuster is needed, and I have it. You
I
know,
support the
I
filibuster.
absolutely
I
support
do.
keeping the
support
I
filibuster.
do as well.
But
You know, the president wants to get rid of the filibuster because he wants what he wants,
Of
but he
course he
doesn't think,
does.
you know, beyond, you know,
Himself.
when he's in office.
And there are plenty of times where the Democrats have advocated for carving out an end to the filibuster for, I can't remember the last one was, voting rights, or I don't know. But there have been plenty of cases where some Democrats have argued for carving out an exemption.
Oh,
to the filibuster.
abortion, the so-called, you know, Jim Crow voting in Georgia, which was other
Yeah, so there have been
ridiculous
plenty
nonsense.
of times
Oh,
where
my
there have been like
goodness.
the left Democrats have been arguing this issue is so important we should exempt it from the filibuster, and there and so there's some
Well,
Republicans that do the
all right,
same. So both sides
all right.
are equally
So
guilty
fine.
on that. I
So
would say,
let me
yes.
ask you this: let's assume that this Democratic caucus gets a few more seats,
They will.
and they'll vote to end the filibuster. Because the only reason the filibuster was not ended under Joe Biden was because you had two courageous Democrats who said, we're not going to do it.
Well, I mean, you got one guy now on the Republican side that says he's not going to do it. That's Thune. He's
Well,
dead set
they
against
don't have
it.
the votes.
It's
I mean,
a couple- all right.
there's probably 10
but it's-
votes on the
there's more
Republican
than-
side to get
there-
rid of it.
And I think you'll have the
there's
same on
plenty
the
of-
Democratic side
there
as
are plenty
things
of
change.
Republicans that would not want to eliminate the
Yeah,
filibuster,
nobody.
and they're
People don't want to do that.
All right. So moving into
Okay.
our next segment about the 2025 elections, off-year elections.
The blue wave is
And the
what they
reason
call it.
the reason this just relates to our previous topic is there's a reason that the Democrats are keeping the government closed, and that is because the progressive socialist nut job left is controlling their party.
well.
And Chuck Schumer is afraid that he's going to be primaried by AOC, who was an early and very aggressive supporter of Zohran Mamdani,
Who will
new
be your
socialist mayor of New York City.
new mayor of
Let's
New
just
York
stop
City.
and
Turn the
pause
volume
here.
up.
Can we?
The
Round
Can
of
we?
applause,
right?
mayor
Can we?
of New York City.
Can we clap?
Round of applause.
Oh my God!
No, I'm not going to clap for him. I'm not going to clap
Good
for
God.
Mamdani.
Really?
But-
This is a
Oh,
catastrophe.
okay.
But-
This is a catastrophe.
But but it's not just okay. But so
Would you
They-
have voted? So,
the Democrats-
would you have voted for him if you lived in New York City?
Yes.
Yes. So every young person I know
yeah, they're very excited
same
about.
thing.
says the same thing.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Because you've all been brainwashed by education in this country, by public education.
It is.
What?
Because you have this romantic notion of socialism, of free shit.
No,
I
that
mean,
is not.
free
That,
buses,
that
free
is.
rent.
That's
Yeah.
not.
No, 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 no,
That's
no.
not.
Rich.
That is
Yeah.
not. Well, you should tax the rich.
Yeah,
You should tax the
That was
rich.
the big thing for me.
So,
And-
so let me give you a little anecdote about the rich in New York City. So Mike Bloomberg, when he was mayor, Mike Bloomberg is rich.
He's rich. We know he's rich. The Bloomberg report.
So,
Have you
but
seen
Mike,
it?
Mike Bloomberg used to have this line where he used to say, "There's about 40 or 50 very, very wealthy people who live in New York City, and if those people leave, we are completely screwed because they provide a substantial amount of money for our tax base." Now you have a socialist mayor of New York City who is going to tax the crap out of them. And what happens if
He's
they
not.
move?
He's not going to tax the crap out.
How's
of
he
them.
going to pay for it?
He said he's
for
going
what
to.
he
He
wants.
wants to
Run
raise
free
the taxes
buses.
on them like 3%.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It is a small number. I may not get that. That
No.
number might be exactly right.
Because
It
he
is a
has-
small number.
But
And
is
the reality is-
in order
listen,
to pay
hold
for
on.
everything he's promised, it's a big number.
It's not. According to what I read, it's a small number for the rich. We're talking about the rich people. So, but
It's a big number
The
to
reality is, we have billionaires and billionaires and multimillionaires in this country who do not pay their fair share. I know you don't think that's true. They don't give back to this country.
Oh my God.
And
This
we
is the most
want.
generous country
But hold
on the
on,
face
but
of
hold
the
on. You
earth.
know what would be better? You know what? If we didn't, it would be great if we didn't have to tax them, and they would actually pay the freaking workers a fair wage. That would be absolutely wonderful. But
Well,
you know what?
then-
You know what? Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all of them want to keep you at $18 an hour. What
why-
the hell?
okay, so why-
you
so
think
wait,
I
that's
don't know why
fine?
Elon
All right,
Musk has
but-
nothing. has
So
not-
why,
he's
why,
not-
so why don't you put all your energy into that? Instead
You
of-
can't make 'em.
Instead
You
of,
can't
ins-
make 'em.
instead of trying to get this
And
whole
our-
tax the rich
and our-
nonsense.
our politicians, these losers, won't raise the minimum wage. It is ridiculous. And every time somebody say, let's pay them $15 an hour, you know what they say? Oh, that's too much. That's too much.
So am I not?
Have you been to the grocery store?
I was at
Donald
the
Trump
I was at
lied
the
about the
grocery store
prices
today.
going down. He
yes,
lied.
He did.
Well,
He straight up
anybody
lied.
want to
Yes,
say
he
he
did.
lied? Because
He
it's
did.
not going down.
He did not.
Every single time I go.
Gasoline prices
Yeah, but-
have gone down.
He
You
was
know what?
asked
I
specifically
actually,
about
I
groceries.
actually,
If you-
I actually,
if you wanna-
I actually
Depends on
recognize
it depends
that.
on what part of groceries you're talking about.
No, it's all of them.
No, beef is out. Beef is
Well,
outside.
don't worry about that.
Come
He's
on,
going to
man.
destroy the
That's-
American
come
beef.
on, that's-
Okay,
He's
back
going to
to-
destroy the American beef industry by
Back
buying
to-
the beef from.
Okay, back to actually what Mamdani is proposing for New York. In order to pay for everything he's proposing, you've got to tax everybody a lot.
There isn't enough money.
Yeah,
to
I
do
mean,
what he
so
wants
he
to
wants to
Well,
raise the minimum wage to $30 an hour. It's like free grocery stores, free diapers,
What?
parents, and
What in the world?
yeah, and,
Anyway, let's give him a shot. How about that?
Well,
No phones at the bar.
Or silence them, please. Thanks.
We
Well, we have no choice.
Well,
He's mayor.
Thank
He's
God.
mayor.
Thank God.
He's mayor,
Let's
but-
see what he does. And you know, in America, there's this thing called voting. And
There's
if
what?
he
There's
does a
what?
horrible job, this thing called voting.
yeah.
And if he does a horrible job, guess what we can do? Vote him right out of
right
office.
Yeah, but what happens to so
It-
the one thing that we know with certainty based on our history is that it is very difficult to build things up, to be good. It is very easy to tear them down. And
We are watching that right
in
now.
4 short years, I mean, what Mamdani could do to New York City is scary.
You know what we call it? Checks and balances. He has the answer to people there. Now,
He's got a city
comptroller.
council that's as nutty as he is.
no. People. I'm watching
should
this.
have-
I have confidence that
You think we should have
Real-
government-run grocery stores?
no.
That's what
Well,
he's
he's
proposing.
for that.
Well,
That's what he's proposing.
okay, that's what he proposed. It's not going to happen.
Well,
Wait, free
not
buses,
gonna happen.
free rent.
I don't mind the free
Free
bus.
bus and free-
I don't mind the
The
free
bus should be
bus.
free. You don't think the bus
I
should
don't
be
mind
free?
the free bus.
Shall we talk about how? Shall we
Who's
talk
riding the bus?
who's going to pay the
The minimum
public?
wage people
No.
who don't have enough money to
No.
feed their kids
Correct.
can actually get to work,
Correct.
and it'll be
Everybody rides
affordable.
everybody
Shall
uses
we? Well,
transit.
somebody has to pay for that. Shall we talk?
Who's
Shall we
gonna
talk
pay
about
for it?
how he feels
Who's
about
gonna pay
Jews?
for it? Yeah.
Let's let him.
I mean,
I
the
didn't
man-
let's
the
let
man
him work
can't
that
even
out.
Say that Hamas is a terrorist
Yeah,
organization.
he's for from the river to the sea. Let's wipe out Israel.
What are these? These are like talking points.
No.
He's
This
running.
is what he
That's
says.
not a talking
No, these
point.
are talking points. You know
No,
what?
it's
This is
not
what
a
people
talking
latch
point.
onto.
It's
You
what
want to
he-
latch onto
no,
this?
It's what
He wants
it's
to
what
run
he-
the city of New York. That's it.
uh,
And because he
okay.
doesn't align
Well,
with
he
every
definitely
view,
has
we want to
expressed-
say
he
he's
has definitely
disqualified. That's not fair.
expressed opposition. He's definitely espoused the terminology that advocates for obliterating Israel.
I have not heard that.
No, well,
From the
you,
river
then
to
you're
the
not,
sea.
you're not
I would
listening
have-
to him.
well,
I
have
there
not
was,
heard
There was some woman.
No.
Because he just didn't want to go to Israel as his
That's
first
not-
stop.
no,
That's
we're-
not- that's not
there was
what-
some
no.
business leader from Brooklyn who was on CNBC this week, and she was trying to claim. I mean, this was so absurd. She was trying to claim that all of these horrible things that you've heard about Mamdani were all AI generated. I mean, you could go back and
You
look
can
at the
see
tape.
It's on there in black
This
and
is what
white.
the guy said.
Yeah.
He believed, and it wasn't like he said this 10 years ago. I mean,
And he also wants to
this is what
defund
he believes.
he also wanted to defund the police.
I mean,
Well,
and look,
we didn't defund the police,
and look,
but
Kevin,
He wasn't
obviously
there.
look, this
wasn't
he's not
there.
going to do it now.
this is not just about Mamdani. This is a movement. This is where all of the energy is in the Democratic Party.
Okay, but
is
get
all
No.
on
get
the
No.
line.
back to that point though.
Yeah.
Okay, the two people who won governorships in New Jersey and Virginia are
Yes.
not to the left. They are centrist Democrats.
Yes, they
We
are.
got one one has a Navy background, the other's a CIA background. They are centrist. So it's not.
Rachel,
I agree with them. I'm done.
Rachel, the center of gravity in the Democratic Party has moved so far to the left, where now we think that Abigail Spanberger and Mikey Sherrill are moderates. They are not moderates.
They are
liberals.
They are moderates.
Okay, they're not left socialists.
They're not left-wing socialists. They are not moderates.
They are moderates.
They are liberals. When Mikey Sherrill and Abigail Spanberger vote with the Democrats 100% of the time, that is not bipartisanship.
We can say the same thing about these Republicans because they vote 100% of the time lockstep with this kook president. So he's saying they won't even break ranks when it makes sense to break ranks.
Did you notice that the president? Well, he had two reactions. The first reaction was, "Well, I wasn't on the ballot, so naturally,
right? Of course we're going to lose. But if we would have won,
well, and then the second one
I'm the president.
The second one was that we're not talking about how great the economy is. Now, you guys remember over the Biden administration, Sleepy Joe would go out there and he would talk about how great the economy was. Nobody believed it.
Well, hold on.
And nobody's going to believe it when Trump goes out and says this.
Let me tell you something. Both parties screw up this whole narrative about the economy. Okay?
Because they don't control it.
They don't. One, they don't control it. But two, what they look at as the economy is doing well is the marketplace. So when you talk about that, there's certain people in this country who are very happy at the way things are going. Because the market
the wealthy are happy.
The upper middle class are very happy.
I don't think so.
They are because their 401ks are going up. They can afford certain things. Now it doesn't mean that things aren't getting a little tighter. But my point is, when you're in a position to benefit from the marketplace, you see things a little differently. But when you're not in that space, you don't know what the hell they talking about. Well, this is a good economy.
I mean, I think I don't know. So if you're in the middle class or the upper middle class, and you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, you have a lot of work ahead of you.
But hold on.
I mean,
upper middle class right now is not 30s and 40s. It's primarily 50s and 60s as I see it. 30s and 40s are people trying to get into the middle class in this country. So these are the people who can't afford a house. Mm-hmm. They can't. Healthcare is extremely expensive, as well as daycare is extremely expensive, as well as money is expensive. So they are caught, even if they're making a decent salary, they are still struggling to achieve the American dream. So I'm talking about the 50s and 60 people who can sell their house, make $250,000, or the market's working for them. They see it just a little different. But when both of these parties talk about the economy, they're not talking to the people who are at the bottom trying to figure this thing out every day.
Well, I mean, Trump was, so it's all about the economy, stupid, right? So the last election, Trump was talking he got the blue collar votes because he was talking about, the economy, and the Democrats were talking about trans people playing on sports teams or things like that.
That's not what we were talking about. Do not say that.
And so
woke.
Nobody was talking. They weren't talking about that either.
The Democrats were not.
We were actually just talking about how horrible Trump is. That's what we were talking about.
The Democrats were not. That didn't saying work. The economy is great when people weren't feeling that way.
Right.
And so all of these three Democratic candidates were speaking to the economy, and they
absolutely,
and so that's the lesson
nobody bothered to ask them questions on anything else.
Well, let me just say this: I don't even know what Winston Earl Spears was running on at all. Not one thing other than
she was not a good candidate.
Well, it don't matter. It don't matter.
Cuomo was a horrible candidate.
Cuomo was.
Mamdani benefited from the fact that there was no real opposition.
There was no credible opposition.
There was no credible opposition.
So he clearly benefited from that. But we're in this. I don't know. I don't know what this means for midterm elections. What I do know is that my own view is that the administration is overreached in so many different areas.
Yeah. Yes.
And if you don't, if you're not in tune with what voters are feeling.
Right.
And what voters are feeling is that the economy is not doing well. And unless he can figure out some way to address this,
Right.
Republicans are going to
Well,
get slaughtered.
I think what's more important.
Overreaching. I mean, he's been like he has been up to heretofore, up to now, winning on the crime issue. He's now overreaching
Of
with
course
all
he
this,
is.
like
Well, that's
going
what he
into
does.
schools and arresting.
Well, he
you know,
told you
arresting
he
people.
told you he's gonna get them all out of here.
That's
Get
not
them
what
all
he
out of
said.
here. I'm gonna
He's
get them
gonna
all
the
out of
worst
here.
worst.
No,
That's
but
what he said. Which
They
people-
lied about
As
that.
people
Lied about
are-
that.
No, but people.
Why are they
people,
taking the
He-
coffee
he-
shop
people
guys
are
out?
yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. He's overreaching, but people did agree with his message when he was running. People, you don't want these,
Well,
violent crime, and they don't.
those-
they don't want the border to be overrun. So he was winning on that issue. He's now overplayed it to the point where
Those
he's
people,
losing.
those people agree with him. Not all of us.
no,
Not all of us.
American-
Not all of us. You can lump yourself in that bucket if you want to.
I'm talking about the
we're
polls.
we're gonna be
I'm
getting
talking-
the hook. We're getting the hook here.
I'm talking about the
we're-
polls. As far as American public opinion, he was winning on those issues until overreach.
We're about to go off the rails, which is not uncommon. So let's talk about another 1%er who has suddenly seen the light. So Bill Gates.
It's time for drink number 2.
I guess. Yeah, I'm seeing empty glasses. Okay, we're gonna get to Bill Gates's come to Jesus moment right after these messages. We are back with maybe not so
not
full
so
glasses
full.
anymore. We've been chatting, so it's maybe not so full. They were full a few minutes ago. But we want to talk about another 1%er who I believe has suddenly seen the light. So Bill Gates has decided that the great climate craze maybe is not such a great idea.
Well, he's decided that it's no longer doomsday. The doomsday
Right.
predictions
Right.
are too much.
You mean so all those things that Al Gore has been telling us
Yes.
for 25 years
Yes.
have turned out to be
Not false. Not false.
No.
Don't say that. Don't say that. We
No.
still need to take care of our planet.
Okay, but Al Gore's predictions have not come to pass.
Well,
none of
okay,
them.
all right,
Yes,
that's
none of
fine.
them.
But I mean, my point is, climate change is a big thing.
Yeah, but why
people made a
can't-
lot of money off of it.
Okay, but but even you would have to admit that the evolution of this issue has been quite fascinating to watch. Okay, so at the beginning of this, it was global warming, and then we realized, well, the planet cools, and we go through cycles.
We're
and
no
there are
longer in an ice
There are
age.
years when the planet cools. There are years when the planet warms. So now we have to change the name. So it's not global warming; it's
Climate
climate
change.
change, right? Yes, but yet the polar ice
Temperatures
caps
are
are
getting
still with
warmer.
us.
Polar caps are, yeah.
And the left always tries to say that the reason we have these horrible hurricanes is all because of climate change. Well, we go through weather cycles. We have
We
from
do.
the beginning
Right.
of time. We go through weather cycles.
Yeah.
And the left says, I'm from California, so the left says, well, all these terrible forest fires we have, well, it's all because of climate change.
Well, we know that's
Well,
not what it is.
Well, it's not climate change.
We
It's
know
because those idiot
know that-
environmentalists
No.
won't trim the damn forests.
No, that's not all of it.
well, that's a huge
You have
part
dry.
of it.
You have dry lightning. You have arsonists.
Well,
yes.
You have
I
a
mean,
lot of factors.
So you
that
have
go into
you have the
forest
human
fires.
component. Well, and they don't bury the
the-
power lines
the-
either because it's too
the cli-
expensive.
Well, it's very
climate-
expensive
Yeah.
to do that.
the climate, we are in now a phase of climate warming. It is warming. That's like, I can now live in Boston again because it's just like not a long
But
winter.
10
Okay,
years from now, the
and
climate could begin to cool.
That's right. I mean, we're no longer in an ice age. The climate's been warming since the ice age, and you can't blame that on cars. So, but there's no doubt we're contributing
We are.
to the warming of the climate. But I do think that because the climate is warming, that a lot of the weather events are worse.
Well,
because the warming of oceans does, create a whole different dynamics, and so
well, you can say that, but you look at the historically the weather in this country. Back in the day, there was some horrible weather events that killed a lot of people, and so it always brought in the question from me that, well, we want to take care of the planet, but let's not oversell this thing. We gotta.
Yeah, I mean, all the doomsday scenarios. I mean, it's made a lot of left-wing people very wealthy, because there's a lot of money that has gone.
It's made a lot of people wealthy, left or right.
Well, people on the right don't get rich talking about climate Nazis.
My point is,
I mean, Al Gore was saying that the sea levels would have risen 20 feet by now. It's like, no, maybe a couple inches, but not 20 feet.
Well, he said that there'd be no polar ice caps by now.
Right,
That they'd all be gone.
Right, and the
And
polar
we'd have
bears
tidal waves,
would be drowning
Right, I mean,
in that. And
Well-
I think there's actually more polar bears.
But
now than
people
there
in
used
this
to be,
country
so-
make money off of everything,
Of course they do, but
Yeah.
this
whether
is,
they're on the left or the right.
Okay, but this is a perfect.
This is
I mean, this is yet another example. If you had people that actually, like, as a conservative, I firmly believe that you have to pay attention to changes in the climate.
Yes.
You can't stick your head in the sand and pretend that things don't exist. But by the same token, I do not believe that we should ban fossil fuels, which is what the left wants to do.
No, we don't.
So
But-
No, we don't.
well, of course
No,
it is.
we don't.
The left
No, we
wants
don't.
carbon taxes.
No,
They
we
want to
don't.
ban
Yeah, they
fossil
wanna-
fuels.
they
They
wanna
want
break-
everybody to be
They
driving
don't-
electric
they
wanna-
vehicles.
No,
this
that-
is all nonsense.
They do want to. Why are you saying no? That is
no,
That's exactly what the left
We
wants.
want to spread the wealth.
Have you
No.
not
Hey,
Spread it out.
Have you,
Shift it.
No, they want
Listen, the oil companies have.
want to ban
I've
fossil
heard
fuels.
young
Oil-
Greta Thunberg going all over the world talking about this.
On a boat.
On a boat.
Because you won't fly in a plane, but she talked about how much fuel that boat uses, so I don't know.
Listen.
On a boat,
Yeah.
but-
And
It's
John
nothing
Kerry,
wrong.
Mr. Climate Change, is taking his private
It's
jet
not-
to
it-
Davos every year.
Yes, exactly.
It's
Yeah, there's
nothing
a
wrong with
hypocrisy all
spreading
over it.
the love.
Well,
Let's get a little wind going. Let's get a little electric
No,
going.
I agree.
Let's
So
get a little
that's-
solar going.
but that's
Let's
sensible,
let's
right?
keep a little gas.
And all of the
But the
above
oil
strategies.
companies,
I
the oil
agree.
companies
All of the
have
above.
held the power for 5 to 10, maybe even 20 decades around here.
Do you have any idea what the oil companies invest in alternative energy?
Obviously not enough, because if they did, they would be okay with switching a little bit.
They invest
But they can't get in. They
of
can't
money.
get it. They've been trying to get into it, but it's not. It's passing them by, because if they could monopolize that like they've done the oil, they would be okay
Kevin,
with whatever
right,
comes
okay,
down the
but
pipe.
it's to their own interest to invest in it. And,
Okay, you can invest in it, but that's not where you're making money.
And they are, but it's,
That's not where they make the money. Other people are making money, and you know the worst thing about
well,
what we do here in this country, which we said we weren't going to do. We let people build monopolies and hold those powerful positions, and they don't ever want anybody to come along and be able to challenge that or compete with them. It's horrible. Let people come in and participate in this American dream. What are we doing?
That exists in every industry.
Okay, well,
I mean, do you
under
remember?
Referendum on socialism. The government's going to
listen.
control everything.
Well, listen.
So I'll give you
If Exxon is going to own all the oil,
Listen.
they should pay
They
half
don't.
of their money to taxes
don't
like
own
everybody
it.
else.
They pay a
own
lot of
all
money in
the-
taxes.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Yes, they pay a lot of money in
I
taxes.
mean,
But I
so
mean, the
other
idea-
people. I mean, there's nothing stopping other people from getting in the business. It's just that it's hard to
I mean,
break in.
you're always going to have behemoths that are going to try to squeeze out the competition. I mean, remember
But where's the young?
look at the computer.
Listen,
right? So
we got
do you
young
remember
people-
in the '80s when everybody was moaning and groaning that Microsoft had a monopoly on every computer in America
Yeah.
because everybody was using Windows.
Yeah.
No, no,
Apple
no.
was
They didn't have
moaning and groaning.
But they didn't
oh my
have-
God, it's unfair
Wait a minute.
competition.
They didn't have a monopoly on computers. They had a monopoly on the software. They did. People had to fight to get their fair share. We have to make laws so people can fight to get their fair share,
Yeah,
so
we-
that Microsoft can't just dominate and own that space.
and-
It's what we have to do.
and
Americans,
we still
the American,
have, we
the
still
entrepreneur-
have, and
The entrepreneurial people in America should be open to young people coming along, finding a way to improve and do things and participate. They just want to block everybody out. Soon as
Who's
you make
they?
something, they want to buy your little
Who's-
company,
who's
shut you
they?
down. You can't. What do you mean who's they? All these major corporations. Jeff Bezos probably
but-
closes down more companies that don't participate in his process of doing business than anybody
He
else.
tries to, but we do have anti.
That don't mean nothing.
We do have.
That don't mean nothing. We got
They do. I mean, what's the
we got these folks
Yeah,
right
okay,
now in the media who have bought up almost 60. He's probably more than that of media stations.
Who?
You know who it is. You know who it is. I see. You grinning. You know what I'm talking about. The CBS, the ESPN, that whole group.
Oh, you're talking about
with
the Ellison.
yes,
Ellison.
yes.
Yeah.
Well,
It is
yeah, but they're-
ridiculous.
well, I'm actually for that.
I know you are.
Because what he's trying to do is he's trying to stop media bias in America.
No, he's not.
I think that's
he's
a good
trying
thing.
to have a complete media bias.
No, he's trying
in
to
America.
actually stop media bias.
You-
There's a reason that CBS
You got
has
one
been
voice.
in third place.
It's one voice. It's one voice.
Yeah, there's
No,
two.
it's
There's
not.
two
It's
options.
one
There's
voice.
two options here. You have a free economy with anti-monopoly laws, which is what we have, or you have the government take control of everything.
No, you don't
Yeah,
have a you
how
don't
do you-
have
how
a
do
free
you-
country that has anti-monopoly laws
We
because
do
they
have
are gobbling
anti-monopoly-
up.
We
We
do
do have
Oh,
anti-monopoly.
you can say they're on
We
the
do
books.
have-
Oh, you can say it's
yeah.
on the books,
They
but that's
are.
not what we have.
That is
no
what-
debt.
what
There's
do you-
no debt.
what do you think? What do you think the solution is? To have government control everything, every.
I don't need the government
entity?
controlling everything. Play
So,
by the rules. When somebody
they
says, "I
are-
want to buy that
they are
company," you
playing-
say, "No, you can't do that.
You
You cannot do that. We're going to have free and fair
Okay.
competition."
That happens.
Well,
that
Kev-
happens.
let
we
Kevin-
have anti-monopoly
yeah.
laws and
Wow.
agencies intended to
Kevin,
enforce them,
listen.
and they do prevent certain mergers.
Yeah, I mean,
Not right now.
whoever is in power is going to be making decisions. I mean, we replace one swamp with another. I mean, it's
Thank you for saying that. We agree on that.
Okay,
yeah.
but
Well, but
it's
getting
still-
back to the original point here,
Yes.
I mean, are we all in agreement that
It's
we
still-
think it's a good idea that Bill Gates has now seen the light and we shouldn't
Oh.
be,
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
All right, Bill Gates.
The doomsday predictions were definitely
Ridiculous.
Were ridiculous. The polar bears
I don't know.
are the
Listen.
polar bears are actually doing fine.
Listen,
There's
let's
more
just-
of them than there were when Al Gore was predicting they were going to drown and die.
That's right.
So
Well, let's-
Exactly right.
You know what I'm happy about? If they
Right.
did all that and we stopped throwing plastic in the water and we're trying to recycle a little bit, I'm okay with it. It didn't kill anything.
I don't know that
Recycling.
I don't
You know
know
what,
that
I'm really-
recycling
I'm
has
really
has
skeptical
really,
about
I am
recycling.
skeptical about
I
recycling.
am really
too.
skeptical though.
I'm sorry
how
I
well that's
opened up that
working.
can of worms. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know, and there was a study, I think I've said this before, but there was a study when I was in Hill, we got in all these like corn products, silverware, and they would break all the time, so we had to use twice as many of them. And then the big trucks that took them to the recycling facilities were actually burning up, had a bigger carbon footprint than we just throw it in the trash. So I'm really skeptical about
I mean, so I mean, this. So here's my
the trucks had to take them like to forever to
Yeah.
China or something. And it's
Well,
like,
so here's my public service announcement about I realize this is going to sound probably hopelessly idealistic, but I think that we ought to spend a lot more time encouraging people to just use less, right? And
I agree with that.
I'll use
I agree
myself
with
as
that.
an example.
Yeah.
I have dramatically cut back on the amount of plastic water bottles that I use. Dramatically. I mean, maybe like by 75%.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I've got a Yeti, and I put clean water in my Yeti. So I use very few plastic water bottles. Plastic bags.
Yeah.
I'm starting to reuse plastic bags. I'll rinse them out.
I
And
use
so
my-
why can't we encourage people to do this?
I agree
without
with that.
needing government mandates to require all of these
yeah,
things.
you know, my kids.
I'll tell you why.
My kids make fun of me all the time because it's like every time they get Chinese food, it comes in these little nice plastic containers.
Oh, I'm sure it just blows their mind, doesn't it?
No.
You save 'em.
I save them.
Of
and
course
I wash
you
them,
do.
and they're
Everybody
always-
saves them.
No, my kids are always making fun of me. Like they just throw them. I dig it. Sometimes I dig them out of the trash can. It's like, plastic container. And then, I used to
Well, I don't do that.
and so then, the other day, because I always like save all my Safeway plastic bags and everything, I just save my stuff in the closet, and they gave me such a hard time. I threw away a whole bunch of them. But now we got all these dirty diapers, and they've been like using them a lot.
Perfect.
And
Perfect with a
all
dirty
of
diaper.
sudden, my little plastic Safeway plastic bag supply is almost gone, and I'm like, you guys gave me so much grief.
Yeah, that's
Save these
terrible.
plastic bags.
Yeah, I mean, what's the matter with these young people? They should be wanting
Well.
to save the planet.
Exactly.
Well, I actually try not to get as many plastic bags from the store anymore.
I don't either. But and when I
Yeah.
get plastic bags, like for example, I go to the store and I put all my vegetables in a plastic bag, but I keep them all, and then I will take them back to the store because they have a receptacle at the store where you can deposit the plastic bags.
Yeah.
Now, why can't you just encourage people to do this without needing the government to
Well,
mandate it?
People are assholes. That's why.
Or they have children
I mean,
and they
good
are
God,
busy,
just-
and it is tough.
How tough is it
Right.
to take your plastic bags, put them in a
Yeah.
corner somewhere, and go take them back to the grocery store the next time you go?
The water
How
bottles.
difficult is that?
The water bottles is easy. The grocery bags is easy. I definitely take my own grocery bag.
Yeah.
I do that. I do the water bottle thing. I definitely
Yeah.
get my water out the fridge. But the plastic bags, I'm not rinsing out a plastic bag. It's going bye-bye. It's going
So,
bye-bye.
and a lot of times, I mean, unless it's soiled on the inside, a
Yeah.
lot of times it's not soiled. Like if you cut an avocado and you put the other half of the
Yes.
avocado in a plastic bag, or you cut a tomato, put the other half of the tomato in a plastic bag,
Yes.
they're not soiled. You don't even really need to rinse it out. You just kind of like let it air dry and and
Okay.
put something else in it. That's what I do. I mean,
You talking about your
literally-
trash bag? Your actual trash bag?
Pardon me?
Your actual trash bag?
I have a plastic trash bag, yes.
So you rinse that out? and then-
Absolutely not. Not
No,
the
Oh,
trash
not
no.
the trash
Oh,
bag.
I-
Talking about the
I'm talking
the
about
grocery
like
bag.
baggies.
The baggies.
Like baggies.
Ziploc bags.
Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
see?
Well,
I can
so
get there.
we can conserve
Yeah.
without...
I can get there.
we
Yeah, I can get there.
Without being
Nice little
climate
plastic
Nazis,
container.
okay?
Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
America,
Chinese food comes in.
do
I
your
love those
part.
plastic
America,
containers.
do your part.
do your
exactly
part.
right.
Keep America clean.
Okay, so now we're going to talk
Those
about...
Chinese food containers.
All right, now we got to move on. We got
Make America clean again. All right, that's the last one. Sorry.
We got to move on. We got to move on. All right, so big news in Muskland. Rachel's favorite person to talk about.
Oh my God.
So Elon Musk is now, the board of Tesla has now approved a compensation package for Elon Musk that could potentially make him the world's first.
Wait, did you say he was in
trillionaire.
MAGA land? Because I don't know. He's not MAGA land.
I didn't say Michael.
Oh, okay.
Are you suffering from Trump derangement syndrome now? Is this sitting next to Kevin too much?
We are all suffering.
No. So the Tesla board has approved
Yeah.
this compensation package where Tesla has to achieve a market cap of $8.5 trillion over the next 10 years. And if
It's a
they
pay
hit
package of $1 trillion.
and if they hit the mark, Musk will have a pay package of $1 trillion. So how do we feel about
This
this?
is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, right, because
offer-
Musk doesn't pay any taxes, right?
You know, because who offers somebody $1 trillion salary?
Well,
but
it's
he
payment
doesn't
package.
get
Listen,
it.
He's got to hit the mark.
Let's-
He's got to hit the
listen,
mark.
He's got to hit the mark.
You know what the American thing to do? Make sure the company's taking care of all its employees. Is anybody that works for Tesla paying for healthcare? They shouldn't be.
I don't know, Kevin. They could be all robots in 5 years.
Is that they probably will be robots in 5 years. America, you hear that?
We can look at
They're
that.
ready to get rid of your ass.
Yeah.
No, but
It's terrible. It's terrible.
But the interesting thing here is this is a huge pivot for the company. So this is not really about making more electric cars. I mean, obviously it's going to continue to be a part of their business, but this is about self-driving vehicles and robotics. I mean, that's the move. That's what the board is investing in, because they're saying that this is going to be huge.
I just want to say, just a little fact check here. Tesla offers employees comprehensive health benefit packages, include medical, dental, vision, with some plans having a zero paycheck contribution. So yeah, they're not paying for healthcare.
Well, I wonder whose
So
that
they're
is.
treating their employees
Well,
well.
I wonder which employees those are. Is it just the corporate
treating
guys
their making
employees
$300,000
a
You
year?
can't
Is that
do-
every employee?
No, you can't. You can't actually just have it be the corporate people.
Okay.
You have to. Yeah. I mean, we have to go through the whole.
No, that's actually
can't.
that's part of the insurance plans. You can't pick
can't.
and choose who gets benefits.
You have
Well,
to
thank
yeah,
God
you
for
have-
that.
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
we know who
so-
he would cut out.
Okay, well, now we know that he's a
The
very
poorest of the
generous,
poor.
very generous, comprehensive.
There aren't any poor people working at Tesla.
Oh, yes,
buddy.
they are. I promise you they are.
No.
If you work for Tesla and you're not making
You're not
$100,000
poor.
a year, please contact the show so we can hear your story. Thank you very much.
Comprehensive that costs you zero paycheck deduction. So just a little fact check here. Okay, back to the topic.
All right. So
Does everybody get a bonus? Fact check that.
All right. So listen. So admittedly, I was a little. Initially, I was a little put off by this because it just seemed so just over the top ridiculous. But as I thought more about it, if the guy can actually deliver and hit the mark, it's what the market will bear.
It's obvious. Yeah, obviously they thought that if he met the mark, that they were going. It was a bargain for them to give him this pay package.
It's terrible.
Related, kind of not related. Just back to the $1 trillion thing. Is there an amount of money that you all think a human should not be able to attain?
Oh, of course,
No.
not the Republicans.
No.
Not
You don't
the
think so?
Republicans.
You should be able to just.
If
No,
they want to
no,
give you the
but-
whole bank,
No. But
they believe they can.
But listen,
get the whole
but
thing.
listen.
Get the whole thing.
Look, I mean, Kevin wants the government to sort of mandate.
I didn't ask for the government to mandate it.
difference
I asked
between
humans.
CEOs and regular.
I asked
regular
humans
employees.
to be.
I don't. I'm
be
not
good
in favor of
humans.
that. What I am in favor, going back to my idealistic self-recycling or self-conservation program.
Yes.
I do believe that there ought to be a lot more energy invested into encouraging, the titans and the big corporate titans of America, to deal with this gap. Because the answer is I don't believe that there should be these huge, massive gaps, between a CEO who's making, $150 million a year and an employee who's being paid an hourly wage.
Correct.
Thank
But
you.
I don't
Wow.
think the government should.
That's
be,
not socialism.
I don't.
That's
think the
being an
government-
American.
I don't think the
No.
government should be stepping in here and mandating. it.
Yeah.
I didn't say the government
So-
should mandate it.
Well,
Actual
then I
real
don't
human
know.
beings should
I don't
actually
know
have
if- I don't know
be
if you-
empathetic to the fact that they are very wealthy.
Well-
They made a lot of money. They have all that they need and more, and that the people below them deserve a little benefit because they're the ones that actually make everything happen.
So,
And we're not talking
back
about-
to your, I have long said that the union model right now is out of date, and they should move to a model something along the lines of what you're talking about. They shouldn't demand certain pay scale and pay raises, even if their company is failing, because that is what.
That's what the union
that-
does.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what their model is, and it has been bankrupt some auto industries, and but they should change their model so that their demand should be that their pay is a certain proportion to the highest paid people in the company.
Agreed.
That way, everyone's got skin in the game. I mean,
Agreed.
so when Boeing is going bankrupt, the union can't be demanding that we want more and more
agreed.
money when Boeing can't
Well,
afford it.
No.
They should be
Boeing
demanding-
can afford it. Don't
No,
say
they
that.
No, they can't.
The
they
problem,
can't.
the problem is, here's the problem. Here's the.
Okay, let me
Go
finish.
ahead,
and
go
then-
ahead,
then Yeah. So what they should change their model. If they change their model, I would be more supportive of the unions that their pay is some proportion to the top pay of the company, so that everybody has skin in the game, and so that their work product matters in terms of their pay. If they make a good product, they get rewarded. Not have a model where my pay goes up and up and up, whether or not the car runs or
Yeah.
the car works.
I agree.
Or if doors are falling off airplanes, you know what?
Yeah, no,
That should affect your pay.
I agree completely. I think the union model is wildly outdated. Remember
Yeah.
why unions were formed?
Yeah.
Unions were formed because you had people who were working ridiculously long hours in unsafe conditions. You had
Right.
you had children.
They served
you
a
had, you had
function
children
along-
working.
right.
Which our corporate titans are still in favor of.
No,
That's not true.
No, that's not
That's
true.
not true.
That's
Yes,
So
not
they
the
are.
world
Yes,
has,
they
the
are.
world has
They
evolved.
let you work
They're
for
not
yourself.
trying- they're
The
not
world
trying to
has
hire
evolved.
children anymore.
The world has evolved from the 19th century.
Yes.
The unions have.
We actually had to pass a law.
No, the unions have not evolved.
We actually
That's
had to pass a law to tell them you can't work the kids.
the unions have not changed. The unions have not evolved, and that's
Listen.
my beef with the unions.
I'll go back to what I said earlier. We don't want big corporations don't want competition. So when the auto industry failed, why wouldn't you just let Ford go out of business?
We didn't.
Part
We
of
bailed
the
them
re-
out.
Why don't we
bailed-
just let them go out of business?
Because they're-
Just let them go out of business. You know why? Because the Republicans are true socialists, and they want to make sure we hold up the businesses, but not the people.
let them
go
that was
out of
Obama, buddy.
But it's America.
No.
But it's America. It's America.
You know, no.
Let them go out of business.
Johnny,
If Ford,
you
if
know,
Boeing
you know,
can't afford to pay their employees and can't stay to keep, let them go out of business.
No.
Let somebody else come along and build planes.
And-
But you know what we
you
won't
know,
do?
okay,
We
well-
won't put these guys out in the street.
Well, you know who's building those
And-
planes? It's
And when it comes,
Airbus is building
when
the
it
planes.
comes to corporations,
Okay,
when it
first of
comes to
all-
corporations, we're okay being socialists.
You know, no.
When it comes to the regular people, we don't want nobody to have a freaking free piece of bread. That's what it is.
The person who bailed out the auto industry
It's
was
not
Obama.
a person. It's not a person.
It was
the
It
government.
was.
It was Barack
It was the
Obama.
government.
It was Barack
It was the
Obama.
government.
It was
is
the
our
Democratic-
government. It don't care who was
Democratic-
sitting in the seat.
It was
It was the government.
It was a Barack
and
Obama.
that's what we do.
Because the American auto industry was going bankrupt.
And they should have let
because
them
they
fail.
could- And then we would only have foreign cars.
I'll take a Toyota. If that makes us
Okay.
stronger, if we can find another
Oh
young
my God.
American who can build a better car and make his corporation thrive
You
and
are
grow and be
sounding
strong,
like a Republican
I'm
to
okay.
me.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
We're gonna
Maybe Rachel,
we
your
are,
grandson will be the next great
You are
car
sounding-
builder.
we are going to send
like a Republican to me. I don't know.
we're going to send Kevin to economics school where he will learn that there actually is a debt. And anyway.
There
So
is
there's
zero
one more
debt.
topic that we have to get. There's one more
Yes.
topic we got to get to. And this was something that occurred. It's a really just, I don't know, troubling story over the last.
I hate
few
to
weeks.
end on this note.
But at any rate, we're going to end up. Well, it
horrible.
was an important story that occurred.
It is, it is.
And you'll like it, Kevin, because it makes the Republicans look bad. So
It makes human beings look bad.
So Tucker Carlson, for listeners and viewers who are not familiar with Tucker Carlson, Tucker, so Tucker is an interesting person.
No doubt. No doubt.
I first came across Tucker Carlson when he was a young writer for a publication called The Weekly Standard, which was a neoconservative publication, and I first met him in the '90s, and he was a great writer and seemed like a normal person. He used to walk around with bow ties; that was kind of his shtick, And then he got a gig on CNN, and he was on Crossfire, and then he ultimately graduated and got a huge break when he took over Bill O'Reilly's time slot, 8 o'clock time slot on Fox. And he ultimately had the most watched cable television program in America. But over the course of time, Tucker's views became, I don't even know how to describe what his views are. They weren't conservative. They were sort of like neo-populist, sort of libertarian. And then ultimately he was fired from Fox.
Fox, yes, he was.
Because the program had sort of tilted into a direction that even Fox was uncomfortable with.
No.
So then Tucker started his own internet program, and now he's got all these followers, and he's now gone off in a way that is just really makes many of us uncomfortable on the conservative side of the aisle, because he is exhibiting views that are clearly anti-Semitic. He has become an apologist for Vladimir Putin, for dictators around the world. He famously went over to Russia and interviewed Putin for 3 hours and lobbed him a bunch of softball. It didn't ask any tough questions.
Kissed his ass, yeah.
And so now, in the
People
last
wanna
week
make-
or so,
And
he's had
talking about how great the supermarkets are.
Well,
They're better
people-
than America.
People want to make money in America.
So
That's what we do.
So then,
I don't
in the
know
last,
that. I don't
in the
know
last
that
week
too.
or so, he has this white nationalist, Nick Fuentes, who is, Holocaust denier. The man
Wow.
is a white nationalist. He clearly hates Jews.
Self-described white nationalist.
So he has him on the program.
Obviously,
and he's
Latino,
Just, and he's
Fuentes.
just, it does not even bother to ask him any difficult questions. And And then the Heritage Foundation, which is arguably the most venerable conservative institution in Washington, D.C., that has been around since the early 1980s, like late 70s, early 80s when Heritage was formed. I mean, these guys were like the intellectual guidance for the conservative movement, and then we have the president of the Heritage Foundation who go out there and defending.
Yeah, that was a really
Tucker Carlson.
That was a pathetic show. We might, I think we might all be in agreement on this one. I mean,
let's be
Kevin
clear.
Roberts was like,
Heritage Foundation is the author of Project 2025. Let's make sure we say that out loud.
Gotta slip that one in.
Just make sure we know who we're talking about here.
Got it.
But I
several heritage people. Yeah.
I don't really follow
The
Tucker
staff has
Carlson.
rebelled.
The staff has rebelled. Yeah.
I don't follow Tucker Carlson, but to
He's-
his what he was trying to say is, I just put unique people with unpopular opinions on my show.
This is a
That was
person
it.
who says he's been visited by aliens in his home.
Well,
Okay, this is
listen,
where Tucker has gone.
JFK's brain has been eaten by worms. I mean, what are we talking about here?
That's RFK Jr.
I mean, RFK Jr. Yeah, I'm sorry.
JFK is still dead.
He's still dead.
If you watch
my
the
point
interview,
is-
Tucker Carlson seems to be kind of like agreeing with him.
But listen, here's the thing. In America's free speech, do what you want, right? We're free. We're free. We're supposed to be free people.
Well, that's Tucker's point.
Leave
but-
Tucker Carlson over there by himself, and he can interview aliens, whoever he wants to
But
interview.
don't you think? Don't you think that? Don't you think
and let-
responsible people?
Responsible
should be
journalists
able
would
to
challenge him
challenge
in
what
that
he's
in
saying,
that
challenge what he's
interview.
Well, everybody. I mean, we challenged Charlie Kirk. We challenged Martin Luther King.
this is
We
the point.
challenged
Tucker Carlson
we
did
challenged
not
Malcolm
did
X.
not
We challenged
challenge-
everybody in this
Tucker
country. Everybody, if you
Carlson-
say something, people will have an opinion.
Tucker Carlson did not challenge him. He seemed to be agreeing with him.
Well, maybe he does, and that's okay. He's Tucker Carlson. He can believe what he
and
want to
then you
believe.
had the
And
president
listen,
of the
I hope.
Heritage
I
Foundation.
didn't know that you had this
supporting him.
libertarian strain about
Yeah.
you.
But listen,
Except for when it comes to
You should-
pay.
Except when it comes to pay.
How much?
Right.
Because
Because then the government ought to
That is
dictate
not
what everybody gets
libertarian.
paid. And then
I
I'm full
never-
socialist.
you see how they put words in your mouth? You see how
see
they
it.
do it? You see how they do it? This is how they do it.
We're just,
But-
we're just listening to what you're saying. and
People change
commenting.
their minds. Bill Gates changed his mind. Tucker Carlson maybe
Changing.
changing his mind, and let people determine what that looks like. And maybe he'll lose his platform. That's
Well,
capitalism.
So let me put it.
If the egg salad isn't good, people are not going to buy
Okay.
it.
So let me put a let me put a
Put a salad
let me
on it.
put a little pin in this
The
by
mic.
saying I think
The mic.
Pardon me.
The mic. Gotta
The
get
mic?
closer to the mic. Yeah,
You
sorry.
want me to talk louder?
Or get closer. Yeah, whichever one works. Sorry.
Yeah. I think it is incumbent upon sensible people to call out really stupid things.
Okay,
And
yeah.
and as a conservative, I'm appalled by Tucker Carlson, and I'm appalled that he'd have Nick
And
Fuentes on
Ted
his
Cruz
show.
called him out.
Well, Ted Cruz is an actual conservative. I mean, but by the same token, I also
That's what I'm saying.
think people on the left should have the same courage to be calling out Mamdani and AOC or Bernie Sanders for some of the ridiculous things that they say. And I also think people on the left, and there's 3 Democrats in the Senate who've actually been voting to open the government for the last
There-
39 days.
There have been 3.
And I think people on the left should actually be more forceful in saying we are doing the wrong thing and this is not right.
Hey.
And the people on the left don't do that.
Let's fund those subsidies and get the government back open.
You mean continue to
we should not
bribe the
continue-
insurance companies
we should
and
not continue the
to have
subsidies
COVID
as
era
they
I'm
exist.
more
subsidies.
concerned about my fellow Americans' health bills going up.
Is it former COVID?
It is
things-
pandemic
It's-
relief.
It's-
pen-
was it- it
it
was
was
a-
it was implemented during
Yeah,
during
get
COVID.
that about. I didn't know. No one says that.
Of course they don't,
Of
because
course
the
we
media
did.
is not holding the
Of
Democrats
course we
accountable.
did. Everybody
No.
knows
I never-
that.
I never
Everybody
knew
knows
that.
that.
No.
Everybody knows
That is
The
that.
not
public
what-
is woefully
no.
uninformed about
Well,
this.
this
Whatever.
is what-
The-
this is
Because
what-
all the
the public-
Democrats say is the people are losing their health care coverage.
Listen,
And
the
and
public,
premiums are going up by 1,000%.
This is
That's
why
all people
I
are
said
hearing.
the Republicans
And that's-
aren't making
that's
their
a true
case
statement.
well,
And I don't
because
disagree with
this
you.
was a temporary COVID benefit.
Yeah.
that was supposed to
Listen.
expire.
Listen, when
And you
people have something and it's working, if it's working, leave it
Because
alone.
it's
It's
not the
fine.
right-
Kevin,
it's not the
Obamacare
right
is not
solution.
working.
Obamacare would have worked if people. It is working now actually because there are
It's
more.
not
No.
working.
Let's be clear. There are more people on health care now than there were prior to ACA. There were Americans who could not get health care. They could not get in the
Okay.
system.
Kevin-
Now, hold on. Let me just get this one statement
Okay.
out.
Okay.
The problem
Affordable Care Act said everybody needs to pay in, right? It's just like your car insurance. If you got a car, you got to get insurance. You know why? Because it levels things out and makes sure that if you crash, either your insurance company can pay for it or the other person's insurance company can pay for it. You know what runs your rates up? Not only people stealing cars, but people who get cars, don't have insurance, crash, they can't pay. So the insurance companies have to somehow figure this out, or people go without benefit.
Yeah,
right?
they make us pay. They make us pay.
They make the rest of the people who are
They
actually
make us
paying
pay.
pay.
Yes. Yeah.
So the ACA said everybody, even young people who argued, I don't need no health care until they get sick and go into the emergency room.
Right.
Then they don't have no health care and they can't pay the $500 bill. So when they come out, guess who pays the $500
Okay.
bill? The rest of us.
Let me just-
Last
that-
point.
okay.
Last point.
Okay. So
The
Kevin,
Republicans came in and said they messing with y'all. They making y'all pay for what you don't want, and they took away the requirement for everybody to pay in. And that's why we are sitting here today, because they told the young people, if you don't want it, you ain't gotta get it. Don't worry about it.
Well,
don't
that's
pay into it.
that is remarkable yarn spinning. So
And
do-
back-
so-
That is
so
true.
do you,
Back
hold
to
on,
the
hold on,
point
hold,
that
hold on.
this
Hold-
was
hold-
a
hold-
temporary
okay.
benefit
Yeah,
because COVID shut down
Yes.
tons of businesses, and so people were no longer getting their health benefits through their businesses.
Yes,
because
we should not
COVID
have-
shut everything
it
down.
was- it was
So
pandemic
it was
related.
it was pandemic related. Everybody agreed it was a temporary for the
Right.
pandemic. Now, the Obamacare premiums were going up regardless. Whether
Everything goes into the country every year.
No.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, they're going up regardless.
Obamacare does not work, and
It doesn't work the way it's set up
Kevin,
now.
The president said the purpose of Obamacare was to bend the cost curve so everybody could get insurance. You
That's
could keep
exactly
your own
right.
doctor. We were going to make it less
yeah, a little-
expensive. It was all bullshit. It was
No, not all of
nonsense.
it. The same doctor
Look,
thing, kind of.
If you remember the two big talking points at the time that Obamacare passed were, we have to make sure that everybody in America has access to health care, and we have to make sure that pre-existing conditions are covered.
that's exactly right.
Those two things,
So-
95% of the Congress agreed on that.
That's right.
So they
And-
could have
and
come
they-
up with
and
it was a
something.
bipartisan bill, is
They
what you're
could-
saying.
It was not a bipartisan
It was
bill.
a bipartisan
It
bill.
wasn't because
It
Obama
was-
wanted a big government-run program.
It
and
was
the
a
Republicans
bipartisan. ACA was
Republicans
passed
would-
by Republicans and Democrats.
That's not true.
That is
Republicans,
true.
No Republican voted for Obamacare.
Oh, yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
They wouldn't have passed it if they
they
didn't
can't-
have it.
No Republican voted for Obamacare because the Democrats had 60 votes in the Senate because that idiot Jim Jeffords decided to become a Democrat.
He's a Republican. I'm gonna have to look that one up. That was a bipartisan pass.
But my point is that in the 21st century, we ought to be able to figure out a way that every person in America could get access, to basic catastrophic coverage if something terrible happened to them, right? But the rest of us, I should not have to pay for an insurance plan that includes pregnancy coverage. I am not going to become pregnant. Okay,
I
So
think
there
that's
ought to
kind of
be-
in
there
the,
ought to
that's
be-
kind of in the minutia.
There ought to be a marketplace where
That's
you can
kinda in the
go
minutia.
and select the things that you need, and the price point is based on the number of things that you want to add to your plan. That only works if there's competition. So if you've got a big government program, it doesn't work.
Listen,
It
Americans
simply doesn't work.
Americans,
and with
listen,
the- and
our
with this
our
COVID
healthcare
benefit,
system
you
is
can add whatever you want. You can get the
Well, and that's
premium gold.
Democrats' plan is just to keep expanding government so that government picks up the cost for everything.
Oh my goodness! I don't think there
It
has
doesn't
been.
work.
There has not been a single administration that has not expanded government, Republican or Democrat. Now, if somebody can fact check that, please, because I promise you,
good Lord.
George Bush expanded the government for sure.
Well, he had to expand the
He
government.
didn't have to
because
do it.
we-
He didn't. I thought we
because
didn't
we
like
were
that.
attacked by Islamic
No
radicals.
way, no. Which we found out wasn't necessarily true.
Oh my God! Are we
There were
like
no
into,
weapons
like
of mass
9/11?
destruction.
Well, that was after the attack.
We were attacked. 9/11.
We were attacked. I'm not saying that. We were
okay.
attacked. I was there. But my point is, there's no administration that does not expand the government. None. Except this one. They just fired everybody.
No, what this one is doing is this government wants to have like state capitalism. I'm totally opposed to this. I don't want the government taking stakes in private companies. This is ridiculous.
We've been doing that for a long time, too.
No,
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have. It has happened
What?
historically. Even the Democrats have done that.
All right, we're going way over time. Let's, at any rate,
we'll live to fight another
we
day.
will live to fight
Fight
another day, and we're pushing towards the end of the year. We will be back.
Soon.
Well, we'll be back probably between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we'll have another podcast.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll have our end of year predictions, and we'll have our predictions
Next
for
time we'll be-
2026.
Next time we'll be on video.
We're going to be on
We'll be
video.
back.
because
We'll
I
be
know
back
you all
for
miss
sure,
For sure.
seeing us.
For sure.
Yes.
I know.
Yes. Anyway, okay.
Technical difficulties.
Well, cheers. Happy
Cheers.
Yes.
weekend. All right.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you for joining us for episode 30. This is our episode 30, guys.
Episode 30.
Episode 30.
Mm.